small mistake led to the biggest accident in history. And the realization of this mistake came only after 18 skydivers had already jumped from the plane with no way to return. These skydivers were the best and the most experienced ones, but despite their years of experience, it was of no use. Initially, they enjoyed themselves greatly. But soon after, their enjoyment turned into fear. In this accident, 16 skydivers lost their lives, and the story told by the two survivors was terrifying. Let's see what exactly happened on that day. Do you know this incident is still remembered by people with the name of Lake Erie? Lake Erie is the 11th largest lake in the world, located in Ohio, North America. About 13 kilometers from this lake, there is a small airfield. It was August 27, 1967. 30 expert skydivers arrived at this airfield because they were offered a free flight. A private company had purchased a B-25 bomber plane used in World War II. It was modified by this company, and this company offered the skydivers a free flight. Unfortunately, when the skydivers started boarding the plane, it was discovered that it could only carry 20 skydivers. Hence, the pilot decided to take only 20 skydivers based on their skills and experience, and the remaining 10 had to return to the field. At that time, these 10 skydivers felt very bad because they had prepared fully but didn't get a chance to go. What they didn't know was it was a blessing in disguise for them. The plan was simple. Pilot has to reach an altitude of 20,000 feet after taking off from the airfield and then return to the same airfield to drop off the skydivers. After that, he would go up to 30,000 feet from where the remaining skydivers would jump. All the skydivers were supposed to land back at the same airfield with the help of their parachute. It was decided that the plane would take off early in the morning, but due to bad weather, it got delayed and finally took off at 3 p.m. This event was very exciting for all the skydivers because they were enjoying a free flight and they were experiencing a jump from a bomber plane for the first time. Hence, all the skydivers were very excited. A small Cessna 180 plane also took off from the same airport after the B-25. The Cessna's job was to capture videos of the skydivers from an altitude of 12,000 feet. The B-25 was spiraling upward, and due to the bad weather, both planes, the B-25 and the Cessna, were in contact with the nearby control tower to get updates on their location. After an hour, the B-25 reached an altitude of 20,000 feet and contacted the control tower for its location. The control tower told the B-25 that it was only 9 kilometers from the airport where the skydivers were supposed to jump. 8 minutes later, the Cessna also contacted the control tower for its location, and the control tower informed it that it was 9 kilometers away from the B-25 and about 18 kilometers away from the airport. Shortly after, the B-25 contacted the control tower again to get its location, and this time the control tower said it was right above the airport where skydivers were supposed to jump. The pilot signaled the skydivers to jump, and they all jumped from an altitude of 20,000 feet. Due to the cold, all the skydivers were wearing an extra jumper suit. They were very excited and had no idea that a small mistake had already been done, and there was no way back. The skydivers continued to enjoy their skydiving without realizing the mistake. Soon, they were supposed to break through the clouds and open their parachutes to land at the same airport. But When they broke through the cloud, they saw water instead of the airfield. They had landed over a lake instead of the airport, and they were now only 3,000 feet above the lake. At first, they thought they could somehow land in the lake and swim to the shore, but they soon realized this was impossible because of two reasons. First, they were 10 kilometers away from the shore, and second, they were wearing extra layers of clothing, making swimming difficult for them. Out of the 18 skydivers, the two who survived had removed their extra layers and shoes just before the jump. They managed to stay afloat in Lake Erie for a while until they were rescued. The bodies of the remaining 16 skydivers were not found for days, and the last body was recovered a week later. This was not an ordinary accident, so an investigation team was formed to find the cause. After several days of investigation, it was revealed that when B-25 pilot contacted the control tower for his location, a new shift had taken over the control room and they provided the wrong location. They told the B-25 it was where the Cessna 180 was supposed to be. Additionally, the skydivers and the pilot made a mistake by jumping without verifying their target, which was against the aviation law. As a result, the pilot's license was permanently suspended, and a new law was established stating that skydivers could only jump at least 50 kilometers away from any body of water. For such more stories, subscribe to the channel.